Hi everybody, welcome to September Supervision. We can just dive in and start with our updates for this month. So we have some staffing changes here in the office, and we want to welcome to our team Caitlin Hutter and Megan Covington. They're both going to be working on family journeys and working with the interview management team, so you'll be hearing a little bit from them. Caitlin is in her first year on her school counseling master's program, and Megan is her first year on the human development and family studies doctoral program. So they're both starting to transition very nicely into their new roles. And with this, we say goodbye to Haley, who will be leaving us to work on STAR Behavioral Health Program. So this transition is going to happen a little slowly, yet sometimes quickly, over the next month or so. So Haley will still be involved this month and maybe a little bit after that, but soon she'll be working on a different project and will no longer be working with us and working with you directly. We also want to say goodbye to one of our interviewers. Kathleen Brown has decided to leave the project, and we sincerely thank her for her contribution to Family Journeys and for all the work that she's done.
Yeah. We also have other changing roles within the undergrads as well. Cassie, an undergraduate who has worked in data management, will now be working with the scheduling desk, so you'll probably be working more directly with her as she'll help to schedule interviews. So look out for calls, emails or calls from Cassie as she transitions and helps to schedule those interviews. As Cassie moves to the scheduling desk, Liz will no longer be working with the scheduling desk and is moving out of that role to now work in data management.
Other updates in the project, Family Journeys 2 has finally received funding. So that means the project has been extended for a minimum of 4 more years, which is really exciting for us. If you want to see the projections of our upcoming interviews and know which months are going to be busier than others, you can now see that on the online Dropbox account.
A question has also been added to the IRF asking for your email address to be entered. I know that we've had some difficulties with people completing the IRFs and then us not receiving them somehow, so we wanted to kind of troubleshoot that error by adding your email address in there so that when you submit it, you get a confirmation email saying that you submitted it, and then we can kind of investigate any problems we have with that. So hopefully that will help identify any of those issues. In order for the email to be triggered, you must enter your Purdue email with no capital letters, so make sure to do that when you do it.
So next we'll talk about our interview process. As you know, if there's an asterisk beside a word, that means that that word is defined in the glossary if the participant asks. It came to our attention that some of the words in the child interview that had definitions in the glossary did not have an asterisk next to the word. So we're working on going back through and adding in all of those marks so that you will know which words you can define. But as always, please remember that if you do not see an asterisk next to the word and there's not a definition in the glossary, please don't define that word for the participants.
We also have an item on here about returning boxes. Over the past few months, the time for boxes to be returned has doubled, so it takes an average of 12 days for those boxes to get in. So we're just asking to return the boxes as soon as you can. I know that it is protocol for us to email and ask about the boxes' whereabouts about a week after, but we do expect that it does come in earlier, and that's more a protocol for us to email you rather than a deadline. So get those in as soon as you can.
If you notice that you have any scheduling issues or some problems with participant information or the fifths, we just want to let you know that you can always talk to the scheduling desk directly, either via the Family Journeys email account or the scheduling desk phone. As always, though, if you put anything in your IRF, we will relay that message to them as well.
More about the IRF and information on IRF, identifying children. So in a recent supervision, we talked about informing the office on your checklist or the IRF, any extra people that were on the FIT who was not part of the family, who does not live with them 50%. So just a reminder, when doing this, please try to identify a physical feature of that child so we know which child it is that is not actually a part of that family or doesn't live there 50% of the time. So we know who you're referring to. Also, if you ever have a comment to leave about somebody in the family, you can also use those physical identifiers when explaining them or when describing them as well.
So we have some FIT task updates for you. To start with, we've noticed that some of our families are finishing the 10 cup and the cup stacking task faster than the 10 minutes that we require for the FIT to be. So in regards to that, we have added an additional cup stacking task. So this task has been set to be printed, and as soon as it's printed and laminated and returned to us, we will be mailing this out to you. So be on the lookout for that.
So more on the fit. When I sent out the agenda on Friday, I also attached a document with some explanation of what we look for when we're analyzing the fit videos. We thought it would be helpful for you to know that, so that it helps you to be able to film what you need to film for that, based on how we analyze them. So there's just some helpful tips on what to include in those videos and what to try and get versus what you don't need to film. So.
And then finally, we recently had an incident where the SM in a comparison group deployment interview decided to join into the SO's fit. So we know that this may not be a common occurrence to happen, but we just want to let you know that it might be helpful to emphasize before starting the fit that there are 2 separate fit tasks, and that you'll do one with one parent first, and then when that's complete, the other parent will have their turn. So hopefully this will avoid any confusions, although we're never able to fully anticipate what's going to happen in every household.
Yeah, and sometimes if you emphasize it anyway, there's still going to be confusion, something still might happen, but we thought that might be a helpful way to buffer any of that happening again. So, we also have a poll on here about fit scripts. We just wondered if anybody was missing any fit scripts or even just certain pages of the script for the family interaction task. So let us know via email, or you can give us a call, or let us know on the supervision call if you are missing some of those pages, and we can send those out to you. We also, at the end, added a quote of the month from one of the families. So they wrote back on their feedback form saying, "Our experience has been great. The group we have worked with have made the process easier. It's great working with the same people. The experience working with Family Journeys Project has been great. Thank you." So we just thought that would be nice to share with you all. But yeah, so thank you for coming to our September supervision, or at least watching it on YouTube. Yeah.
All right. We will talk to those of you who choose to attend the call later this week.